all set up, played a few games. Did not do super terribly well, but I figured, hey, I'm gonna copy it. Got the recording all set up. And let's see if StarTale and Wargasm to have a one-on-one. So, it's funny here in the 4 o'clock position we have Wargasm playing at the red wood. And at the 9 o'clock position we have StarTale playing at the, in this case, pink wood. A lot of improvements have been made to the Warcraft 2 client. You can go to server.wargasm.ru. Links will be in the description down below. So you can download the game, join the community. It's a lot of fun. And let's see how these two masters are going to play out. Wargasm starting out with the East Scout over the power function. Looks like he's going to duel. And StarTale also going into duel at 9 and 11. So pretty classic battle here with the 4 and 5 duel versus the 9 and 11 duel. Now these guys have played a bit of a series here. I was only able to watch the first game before I decided to try to get my screen set up, so that game I remember StarTale defeated Wargasm, and I don't know what happened in the other two games I played before I was able to get this one set up. Hopefully the sound is not too loud, maybe a bit too loud, so I'm going to turn it down right now. I wasn't able to test the volumes or anything. So hopefully it's not too bad. So this is going to be a bit of a slow start here because neither are playing very aggressively. Wargasm opting to build a tower here to start. Probably more for scouting at this point because he wants to make sure that StarTale is not going to be building any towers here or on the outside of 5 o'clock because it's pretty vulnerable. He may opt to do something similar here for the 4 o'clock position because that's also really vulnerable to towers. As far as StarTale goes, he also opted for a tower, also probably for scouting purposes. As you see, they're not upgrading these towers. Another one coming down here. So maybe a bit unnecessary, but it's a safety precaution. So you're weighing the risk versus the benefit. So this type of strategy is going to keep them safe from early aggression. But in this case, it ends up not being worth it. So, and interesting here that StarTale is already working on chopping out of the 9 o'clock position. He may... Okay, so he decided to start upgrading the guard tower after he saw the red peon he was scouting him. This is just to say, hey, I want to make sure I'm not going to get killed here. He may cancel this upgrading once he realizes that nothing is happening. But there's really no reason to cancel that upgrade. Wargasm getting a barracks down here. You can see a lot of peons already on chopping wood for Wargasm. One of the things these guys are really good at is keeping the peon production going. So when they duel, they just pump out peons like crazy. So you can see they already are over 20 peons, 27, 27. Well, StarTale has a couple grunts out for scouting, but other than that, they're about neck and neck for on peons. Wargasm, the first one to get the stronghold going, slightly ahead of StarTale, so slight advance, slightly ahead is Wargasm. What's interesting is that they're going to stronghold before getting the smith down, which is interesting. StarTale finally gets the scout off at the 5 o'clock position. I did not see if he scouted 4 o'clock or not, but he has to assume that Wargasm also dueled here. This grunt probably was trying to go to 12, but got a little sidetracked there. So the smith's going down. Okay, upgrades coming up for Wargasm already. The Ogre Man is down. He's probably just waiting for some wood and gold so we can upgrade the fortress. StarTale may be ahead of him getting the fortress. Nope, Wargasm gets it down first. So they're quickly getting to Bloodlust, and we have 3 barracks for Wargasm, and only 1 barracks right now, but 2 more down for StarTale. Towers running in behind the 5 o'clock position for StarTale, so he's going to look to put some kind of mediocre pressure against the mining operation of Wargasm, but I can't imagine this is going to last very long. It's probably just a stall tactic. I don't know if he feels like he might be behind, but this little bit is going to slow down Wargasm just that little bit. That might give him the edge that he needs to recover from, being a little bit behind. So fortresses are done. Altar of Storm going down here. Where's Wargasm? Altar of Storm there. Rapidly repaired and quickly set to produce the ogre mages. Like bloodlusted ogres are like the staple of the army in the middle and late game. I imagine that Wargasm is also going to be throwing down some temples here, Temple of Dooms, but maybe he wants to put some ogre pressure down first. So, yeah, Wargasm definitely way ahead. I wouldn't say way ahead, but he's ahead enough right now where he can probably put a ton of pressure on StarTale very soon. So he's about to be researching Bloodlust. They're both level 3 ogres at the moment, soon to be level 4. So we got our first, nope, red is backing up just a little bit. He doesn't. Bloodlust is coming out very soon for both players, but red is going to be slightly ahead, so he may be able to get some initial kills here, but it looks like StarTale is going to be playing the fake game to try to keep him off guard. There we go. Both players have Bloodlust now. So StarTale wins that first initial engagement. And it looks like Wargasm is going to run here to free up some farm space. So we got 5 barracks for Wargasm, 4 for StarTale. So as long as both players are being relatively efficient with their ogres, red should have an advantage because he has the 1 extra barracks. Now there is a Death Knight coming out here for StarTale, and that's going to be pivotal. If you can get off a good Death Knight, you can wipe out a lot of peons. Expansion call there is kind of strange from StarTale, but pretty much here for StarTale. Gonna catch those guys. Let me just double check the sound. It still sounds pretty loud. Big ogre battle here in the middle. It looks like red has the upper hand. He is level 6 to level 6. Looks like he's about to be level 7. Again, just slightly ahead. I don't know if that is just a mechanics thing or because StarTale had to upgrade and build this extra tower. Wow, good reaction time there from Wargasm to pull off peons. Looks like still a lot died from the Death Knight though. This here is going to block in the Death Knight, but I doubt any ogres will go that way for a while. Big battle here. Looks like a lot of the ogres that red had were already a little weak, which is why that looked unfavorable for Wargasm, but he was able to clean it up. It looked like it might have been a bit inefficient though. StarTale with some pre-lusting here, catching 1 ogre. And now we get lots of lusted ogres here. And it looks to me like Wargasm is starting to snowball a little bit. He's getting much bigger ogre numbers. He's winning the battle a little bit. StarTale now has 5 barracks, so you can try to keep up. One thing I want to kind of point out is that Wargasm is putting down these kind of proxy farms, and these serve a couple of good A couple of good things by doing these. One, they act as scouts, so they can give you early warnings when enemy ogres are coming in, but they also disrupt your opponent when they're sending units to your base. If they do an attack move command, they will get caught up on these farms and not be able to get all the way down to the base. Here, lots of ogres again. Expansion here at S5, but StarTale is on that Death and Decay. Yeah, this battle is going to come down to economy, I think. The ogre trades have been pretty equal. Wargasm does have an advantage there, but it's really hard to push that because there's a big defender's advantage. Because every time he pumps out ogres, he can move them, bloodlust them, and he's got to send them across the map. So StarTale throwing down an expansion here at 2 o'clock, but Wargasm is probably going to see that very soon with this ogre. As far as the money goes, still quite a bit of gold in both here. Oh, StarTale getting some sneaky ogres in here, gonna kill some peons. It looks to me like StarTale is doing a lot more damage to Wargasm than Wargasm is doing to StarTale. Between the Death Knights and these sneaky ogres, that's a lot of peons going down. Ooh, major catching of off-guard ogres here in the middle. And it looks like StarTale is turning this around. He was behind in the early game, but he has, you know, fought this a little scrappy and he was able to bring it back. So StarTale looking to be ahead here. Wargasm is throwing down an expansion here at 3 o'clock. And really, StarTale has been doing so much economic damage to Wargasm that Wargasm is really struggling. Despite his early advantage in the mechanics, he's not been able to keep up with StarTale's economic devastation. And I mean, it might even almost be time to call GG here, because StarTale really turned this around. Like, he was only behind by a little bit, and that little bit allowed him to, he was able to make that ground up real easy with the sneaky Death Knights and the sneaky ogres. And all the proxy farms in the world did not help because he didn't have them where they were absolutely needed. Here's some more interesting things, like he's blocking off certain pathing so that units have to go a certain way. Unfortunately, it's just not working out for Wargasm. Yeah, you can see StarTale has had basically 0 economic damage done to him, whereas Wargasm has had a tremendous amount of economic damage. So this is definitely going to be a victory for StarTale. I don't see how Wargasm is going to be able to pull this around. StarTale's got 2 o'clock building. He's shutting down the 3 o'clock expansion. Wargasm is down to just like a handful of peons. And he's got some good gold flow going through at 4 o'clock. But again, StarTale is just completely dominating economically at this point. I mean, it looks like this was just here to block the pathing and not actually to expand. Yeah, so I imagine the GG is coming in here at any time now. Yeah, Wargasm is just too far behind at this point, and I don't see StarTale giving this up. So really fascinating game. Just goes to show how you can kind of quickly turn games around just by being a little scrappy. Yeah, so excellent job by StarTale. Wargasm looks like he's got like a last gasp here, but I really can't imagine him staying in this game for too much longer. I mean, maybe because StarTale is not putting down the nail in the coffin, really. He's got a whole bunch of ogres here back at home, and like a few really good exchanges. Wargasm may be able to find a way back in, but I really don't see it happening. There's just so many ogres, such a huge economic lead for StarTale. So let's see what's gonna happen here. Bunch of ogres. You always want to lust them before you send them in. Looks like Wargasm's gonna clean this up, but he's probably like on the precipice of surrendering here. Because he knows he hasn't done any economic damage to StarTale at all. I mean, okay, a little bit here at 2 o'clock, but that's too little too late. Finally, the gold mines have popped at 9 and 11, and those peons gotta find a new home, and 2 o'clock is available. And look, there's still a bunch of gold in the 5 and 4 o'clock positions, so yeah, well, maybe. I mean, maybe Wargasm can be a little scrappy about this, because it's not completely over. But in poker, it's, yeah, there we go. Okay, Wargasm's giving up. He's lamenting the fact that this, temple down here really screwed him over. Okay. So, Wargasm commenting on the scrappiness of StarTale's play, not able to defend against it, so it looks like that's it. Really talking smack now. So, there we go. Wargasm gives up. Great game from both sides. StarTale is just a bit more efficient with what he was doing. Let's take a look at the stats screen here. Wargasm, really showing that early advantage by pumping out lots of units, but StarTale showing the efficiency and the economic damage. So, great game. Thanks everyone for watching, and hope to see you on the Warcraft 2 server.